Guess what, crotch sniffers? I'm back!
That's right, I'm better, kind of, a little bit. Got a little bit of congestion, that's besides the fact. Anyways, you would think with as many projects as I do, that I would be prepared all the time. Guess what? I'm out of the sandpaper I need.
Why do I do this?
Anyways, it come to my attention that I have a lot of devoted subscribers. I think I ought to give you guys a name. Should I call you, like, rectums? No. Unrectums? Might as well just call you cornholes. You guys figure that out. I'm going to run to Harbor Freight without my wife knowing. I have to sneak out of here. I'm going to go get some sandpaper. I need some 240 and some 320, a whole bunch of 320. And I'm going to stock up. That's saying they have some. That's pretty much the only place that carries that, what I need. I have a lot for my power sanders, but I need stuff so I can hand sand this guide coat, which I used a satin black Rust-Oleum, and that clogs my paper like pretty quick. I should have used a black primer. So I don't even know if I have. Got all this sanded down. I'm gonna have to wipe it down again and re-primer it, and then we'll sand it with 400 now that I got it block sanded. Let me show you a little closer. So this whole episode is basically going to be me sanding this car. As boring as it sounds. So I block sanded all of this, and technically when you do that and you have a little bit of metal showing through, then you want to tap that down, do more putty work and stuff. Being that this is a work car for him, saving time so I can get this done. I would like to get it done this weekend. These bare metal spots I'm going to hit with self-etching primer again, and then go over top with my Transtar primer that I'm wiping on my pants right now. But we got it blocked down here, blocked down there, and blocked down there. So as long as you don't go down to bare metal, then you should be good to just cover it with primer again and go. I've never did guide coats. I normally just feel with my hand, and I can tell you right now, my body work was never perfect. But now doing it this way, where you're guide coating and then blocking it down, and this should give you better results with your body work. Now I still have to do here, there, and there. I wasn't concerned with taping everything. I still need to do body work right here that I forgot about. So we'll get that in this episode. There's a small amount of body work. As you can see, right here's where they blended. I don't know how that shows up on camera. This is all rough pinholes and stuff. There's a dent here, and there's a dent right here. I think this is where they welded in, right here. And yeah, that's how much dust is on here. I think we're going to get away with sanding down the clear on this and not painting it, just clearing it. And I'm looking at this. I'd like to blend on this panel here, but it's going to be hard because, yeah, I can't. I can see the sand marks underneath the clear right here. So if I blend it here, you're still going to see these sand marks. I don't want to see those. So I'm just going to paint on this panel. To do it right, you're going to blend onto the door. But to save time and money for my buddy, I'm not going to blend on this door. I'm going to blend on both fenders, but we're just going to paint from there. And the edge of the bumpers, probably kind of missed it around this corner some, since they have a definite paint line here. I'm going to sand that down, and I'm going to paint that under edge there that is not painted. Also, the rear hatch, we're going to have to sand this down. I'll do a little bit of primer on that edge, just like I will on those edges, and sand them down so that it's smooth. And I still haven't ordered a tail light. I need to get this tail light out in this episode so I can see if I need to order one. But as you can see, the tail light doesn't fit perfect, and I hope that's just the tail light. Yeah, see, that one fits good. I might have to do some pulling here yet. I'm thinking there's where this tail light bolts in, I think needs to come out a little bit. so that this can tuck in. We'll see what happens. I'm not getting too into it on this one because it does look all right. It's just that bugs me. So I can also see dents here, dent there. We're gonna have to smooth that out. So I am gonna do some body work up there. Also need to see why this bumper is not fitting the best. I don't even know if it's mounted right there. Yeah, there's a mount in there, but I don't think that it's made correctly. So I might have to weld a tab in here or something so that that mount is out where it's supposed to be. Also need to sand this horrible putty work down that's right here. I'm being optimistic when I say I'm going to paint it this weekend. Realistically, probably going to paint it next weekend. I'm done rambling. I'm going to Harbor Freight. Just sandpaper. That's all we need. Just look, if I get out of there with just sandpaper, it was a win, okay? Oh, Infinity's getting grown in.
Cold start.
Yeah, rev her when she's cold. Check out that scooter! I gotta get a scooter now, guys. That thing was sweet. So Taco Bell used to be right there, and now it's right there. In the same parking lot as Harbor Freight. That's what I'm talking about, convenience. Well, I escaped there with mostly sandpaper. Hey, there were some sale items, okay? I got some stuff on sale. And the FedEx guy doesn't always deliver my packages to my house, so I had to go to my parents', but this is a product review. Trifold bed cover for the truck. Yeah. Odro, whatever it is. I do have to say that was probably one of the quickest review packages I've gotten. I think I told him yesterday that I would do the review, and it's here today. So kudos on them. The radio for that is supposed to be here Thursday, which is like 2-3 weeks after we agreed to. Yeah, so yeah, that's pretty quick. Yep, next video, guys. Next video. Alright, so I got the ground down. I put a little bit of putty on that. I did get more putty, thankfully, because that one is about gone. Back here, the obvious dents that I could see, I went ahead and ground them down to metal. As you can see, there is filler in there. Not a lot. So I got it down to metal. Right here, there was probably a little bit more than what there was up here. But they just didn't do their... what do you want to say? They didn't do their block sanding up here. So it wasn't... There was obvious lines up here. Down there was a couple dents, so they didn't really block sand down there. And then another thing I want to do, which is probably going to take me the most time, I did grind down here, and this was all metal that was sticking down with a very little bit of body filler. They got this line not that great. It needs to be filled in a little bit right here, and I don't know that I can do that with fill. I think I'm going to have to tap this up. Also, this body line disappears, and it comes back on the bumper. So you can see there's an obvious body line on the bumper, and it comes to right here, and then it disappears. So I need to work that back in, and I don't know if this needs to be pushed in or hammered in before I do it. I think this needs to go in. I think that's why this bumper doesn't. Like, I can pull this out so it lines up, but then you can see the obvious body line where it's supposed to be there. So I think this needs to go in, which we can do that. But I don't know how much filler is in. I don't think there's a lot of filler in here, but they did like a full skim coat, I believe. So I might be able to sand that line back in if it's skim coated. and get away with it that way. But I don't know until I start getting into it. I think I may block sand that with a very low grit so that I can knock that down and see if I can. I'm going to mark my body line with a paint marker and see if I can get that line back. All right, I got it lumpy as all get out right now. Like, there's lumps the whole way across here. But as you can see, there was putty in here. It just wasn't sculpted right. And now I can feel a definite line in that's going to carry to the bumper. But we'll definitely get the line back. And I got to do this, all that, and this up here. So I'm going to start working with my putty, what I have left in there, and then I got a new container, thankfully. This is glazing putty. This isn't like body filler. So, and that's pretty much all I have ever used, unless it's a lot. All right, a new day, another dollar. Not really. I did do some body work off camera. I'm going to record today, but I sanded down that lip and I got down to metal, so I tried to tap some of that down, but I do have a distinctive line now. Now that tape line's not perfect, but I just put it on there because I was going to add some more putty. I do have it, there's definitely a distinctive line in it now. Over here, this stuff's good, but I need to work on this backside because that metal right there is raised up a little bit higher than the back there, so I think I need to add a little bit to the back, and I didn't sand any of this. So today it's going to be a whole bunch of me sanding in ultra fast speed because I'm fast. Not really. This is like 40 times speed or 50 times speed if you're watching.
Nice.
Now I know my bodywork's not done yet. I only did the primer because I could not see my body line, so that's why I did the primer for now. Now I can see, and I knew I didn't have more work to do. I can see a spot up here. I mean, I gotta finish a couple areas down in this area, and then right here I can see I kind of lost my body line, but the rest of the way I have a pretty decent looking line. And I don't know if that's showing up on camera or not, but so right here I got to do a little bit of work, and then out here I gotta do some work. Looks like I got a hole or scratch there I need to fill. The body line, I can see it comes up right here, and right there is where my body line's at. And it's, since it's not crisp on the bumper, it kind of matches. It looks pretty good, actually. And then again, this bumper needs to come out, so it comes out to there. That looks pretty dang good. Another thing I did off camera I forgot about, I adjusted this door latch. So as you can see, it doesn't stick out a mile like it did. Still opens and closes just fine. I'm noticing it doesn't, it overlaps right here. This sticks out a little bit. And then once you get down here, it's even. So there's really nothing I can do about that. It's their body work across here. And I'm not getting that deep into it. Honestly, it looks pretty dang good. Still need to continue sanding on all this stuff. And I think I should have added some right there. Not too sure. So we might have to paint that to see what it looks like. But I still need to continue sanding. And yeah, I'll just get back to you. I'll get back to you after I get it looking a little better and get some primer on there. And then we'll see what it looks like. Woo, so I seriously have like about a full day's work in so far. I got about 8 hours in. I need to hand sand that. That's just, I did a filler primer. I hand sanded that and then did another coat because there were some pit holes and stuff, and that filler primer will actually fill that stuff in. So I have that done now. All I gotta do is hand sand that down to 400. That's ready for paint. But then I got to do the rest of this panel. So I feel like the next thing I should do, well, first off, is peel this off. I think the next thing I should do is try to get this tail light that I'm probably going to be replacing to fit in there better. It's definitely sticking out. I got primer on it. I don't care. I was replacing it. But it's sticking out. So I have a feeling that front of it needs to go forward so that it can tilt in. So the only way to do that, we're going to take tail light out, take some of the interior pieces out to see what it looks like in there, and then we'll do that and we'll see what it looks like. Oh, I thought I was going to get it all. Yeah, I got to feather that on the edges and stuff. Still lots of work to do. Now let's look at it. Oh, looks nice. Very nice. So, all right, that's nice. That's real nice. That shouldn't be in there. That might not be a good sign. Let me take all this apart. Alright, so I don't think this is going to be as bad as I thought. As you can see, there's filler, bodywork in here. It's not the prettiest, but it's not the worst either. They actually painted it, and you know, they just didn't feather stuff out. You know, it is what it is. You can see how they spot welded all this back together. There's still kind of a little bit of a wrinkle here. Not too bad. Right here, they should have replaced a piece. That's why they had screws in it, because that's where a pin's supposed to go, like right here. And since they have this all messed up. But the hatch shuts and it latches, so I'm not really too worried about that. We'll just go ahead and put those screws back in it. But this is not as bad as I thought it was going to be. What holds this in is there is a pin in the side of the car right here that this slides into. I think we need to get that just pushed in some so that it will bring this tail light in. So right there, that the light slides into that, and that's what holds this in. So what we're gonna do with this bad light, I'm looking to see if it's cracked or anything. Like, I'm not seeing any damage, so I don't know how all the dirt got in it that did. It might be as simple as taking all the light bulbs out of this thing and actually like rinsing it. No, that looks like overspray in there. I don't know how they did it. It's not actually broken. I don't see anywhere where it's broken. This is surprising to me. He might not want me to replace this because he wants to save some money, so. It's not as bad as it was, but there's no way that it's going to fit completely perfect like this one over here. The body lines just aren't there. It's close. You'll get into this when it comes to our titles and stuff like that. I could get in behind here and push that out, but in return that might make me a lot more body work to do, because I think they skim coated this whole thing, and if I start pushing out on this to get this, I'm liable to put another dent in here, plus the skim coat that's underneath is liable to crack, which is going to give me a lot more body work to do. And when you're on a budget, that's just not in the budget to keep going like this. So it does fit better now, but it's still not perfect. So it's fine. That's the way it's going to be. The car gets painted. You honestly probably won't even hardly notice it. I do think that I am going to do a wash on this light. What I'm going to do is take the light off, take all the lights out of it, and then I am going to fill it with water, shake it around, and I'm hoping that all this dirt and debris that I see in there is going to break loose. That I'm hoping is just like dust sitting in there. If it's some sort of paint and it's stuck in there, it's not going to come out. But I just want this light to look a little bit better, and I think that might help. Now, unlike headlights, these aren't held together with butyl. Tail lights are held together with glue. So you're gonna break the seal, or you're gonna break a lens, you're gonna break the housing if you try to separate them. I'm sure there's people out there that can do it, that know how to do it. I'm not one of those people, and I don't really feel like spending the time on it. So we're just going to see what we can do with some water in that. Maybe I'll do that right now. That'll be the last thing I do in this video. Let's do that. I would like to retract my statement about saying these people did a good job. Self-tappers holding the bumper mounts on. Nice. All right, I just want to get footage of what this looks like right now, so you can see the dirt inside of there, inside of the chrome housings. I don't know if this is going to work, but we're going to try it. I want it to look like this. So you can see it's darker. Well, you don't know until you try. That was a failure. I don't know what that stuff is in there, but it's acting like it's paint. I could get my finger in there on some of it, and I wiped on it, and it will not come off. So it's embedded into the interior of this taillight housing. So I'm going to use an air wand and blow in here a little bit, try to dry some of this out, and then I have a blower going over there, and I'm just going to set this up over there and let that blow on the back of this until it dries it out completely, which we don't need to put it back on for a while, so we'll be okay. So if you like this video, smash that like button, consider subscribing. Hit that dislike button if your mom wants me to fill in some of that cellulite with some putty. And we'll see you on the next episode of
Unwrecked.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Listening to mommy.
Hey, Patrick. Yeah. Oh, you're a nice boy. That's nice.
I see you under the bed.
There you are. You napping under the bed. 'Cause you know there ain't no action going on top of there, huh? You wanna say bye-bye? Huh? Come here. You wanna say bye-bye? No. Alright.